All right. Welcome back, Buya Kasha, dito sa ating latest, The R and the J. Dahil ang ingay ni Ronald nung isang araw sa Quadcom, sa R&R, ang dami namin hindi na pag-usapan. Alam mo naman, pag si Sir Ronald kasama, parang ano yun fans club ang, ang dating. So, we officially launched Ronald Llamas for President kahapon dun sa Safe House show natin. At among others, mukhang hindi natuwa maging DSWD Secretary si Gretchen Ho. Pero mukhang natuwa si Manny Mogata as DND Secretary. Ako daw ipadala na lang sa Ukraine para di na bumalik. So,
DFA. Ikaw ang DFA.
yeah. Hindi talagang ambassador to Ukraine para hindi na ako makabalik daw. Ang sama talaga. Ang sama talaga ni Sir Ronald. Basically, pinapurge ako. But nag-agree siya na child joke ng ombudsman namin at Justice Secretary si Congressman Leila De Lima.
Wow.
In that light, Jesus, I thought maybe we want to have a audition for the upcoming cabinet of Sir Ronald. Baka naman, pwede ka rin namin isama. If not, ano kaya maganda sa'yo?
Masaya na ako sa ano sa LGU. So pwede
I,
MMDA. MMDA. Oh.
okay. Ayaw mo mag-Chief Justice or something.
Ayoko.
Para ikaw na magsulat ng mga next decisions.
Hindi. Ayoko magsulat doon.
Parang pag DILG, gano'n, MMDA. Saan ka?
Oo, yan. Pwede. Pwede
Gawa
yan.
ka ng mga pink na CR ulit, katulad ni the late, Naalala mo yung time natin, puro yung mga pink na CR.
Bayani Fernando?
Ayan, Fernando. Oh my goodness, that was
Hindi. Ang gagawin ko dyan, check ko din yung mga flood control project sa Metro
yun.
Manila. Oh.
Ayan. That's the perfect segue sa ating makulay. Makulay na usapin. Balita ko mas makapal pala yung kilay mo sa akin. Balita ko mayroon kang new follower na medyo Mr. Fiscalizer ngayon. In fairness naman for all the GMRC back and forth I had with the good Senator Lacson. By the way, I just posted kanina, I was not aware na there were two members of the Chinese Coast Guard actually who passed away. And as I said, kahit kaaway natin, karibal natin sila sa West Philippine Sea, we share the same humanities, our condolences to the family because that was really a stupid situation. Why are we even fighting over these things? Klarong-klaro yung Philippine sovereign rights. So, salamat sa iyo, Attorney Falsis. Chinek ko yung mga tweet ni Blockson. Lacson. Ay, Lacson. Hindi naman tayo na block.
Naka-block ka pa ba?
Hindi.
Naka-block ka pa ba?
In fairness, we were always very civil. Even when we
Hmm.
disagreed in his Shakespearean prose, we always kept it, And I feel mas mahalaga lalo si Lacson ngayon, and maybe si Gordon na rin, kasi kanina sabi ko, yung mga nagmamaganda ngayon na pro-good governance, nasaan kayo nung may Farmali? Nasaan kayo
Hmm.
nung kalating trilyon na dolyares ang ginagastos sa mga kaibigan natin dyan sa flood control ng panahon ni, nasaan kayo sa lahat ng mga kababalagan na parang ni Digong? So, of course, I am for fiscalizing the current administration. Even BBM himself is fiscalizing his own government. But having said that, sana naman bago magmaganda yung iba, huwag natin kalimutan yung recent past. So bago mag-champion of good governance, umayos-ayos. So bago natin tirahin yung mga ibang mga kaibigan natin, Falsis, Attorney Jez, what is this whole new nakakataas kilay accusations, reports about the most amazing Senate President in the world, Jesus? Mukhang pikon siya kanina sa press con niya.
Kuhang-kuha mo si Donald Trump pa. Wait, pakiulit nga ulit yung yung ganun.
The
Pakiulit nga.
most amazing president in the history. Yung mayroon siyang gap History
Of the Senate.
of the Philippines. Wonderful people, amazing people, beautiful people, beautiful people. So, speaking of beautiful people, kamusta? Parang pikon na siya ngayon. Demolition job daw ang ginagawa sa kanya dahil hindi natuwa ang tao sa kanyang mga forthwith antics. Ano masabi natin dyan, Attorney Jez?
Parang halata kapag affected siya eh. Kasi di ba, ang first time niya nagpa-press con na mukha siyang affected, no? Even if he will deny it, inom siya ng inom ng tubig noon. Nung 142 billion pesos budget insertion. Yung issue na yon 2 weeks ago, a week ago, talagang nagpa-press con siya. Kanina, nagpa-press con din siya kagad, mabilisan. Talagang riniribat niya or dinideny niya yung insinuations. Meron daw malicious insinuation yung Rappler article. Of course, sabi naman ng Rappler, ipasok ko kagad ang depensa ng Rappler, no? Kasi sabi ni Cheese, why are you focusing on me? Why are you focusing on the 1%? na 5 billion lang yan, 1% lang yan dun sa top 15 contractors. Sabi naman ng Rappler, wait. Ang dami na din naming nasulat kay Zaldico at sa iba at hindi namin tatantanan ang 99%. Mahina daw ang kalaban kaya wait ka lang Senator Cheese. Ang problema ni Senator Cheese, hindi niya yata alam Senate President siya. Kaya siya nauna. Siya ang uunahin kasi Senate President siya, primus inter pares. So, yung mata ng mga tao nasa first among equals, primus inter pares. So, huwag siya magtaka pag siya ang unang tinitingnan.
Wait lang. That sounds very, very DDS. Parang kami, million lang confidential funds. Sila nga, ayuda. Alam mo yung ganon, But it's the brazenness. Kaya nga sabi ko, for the sake of argument, if sasabihin natin lahat corrupt, you have to start somewhere, right? And usually start with the worst, most brazen ones, right? So ganon nga lang logic natin. But going back to this, the reason also with Cheese, I think a lot of scrutiny is on him, is not only the forthwith issue, also this accusation na nagpa-insertion siya dun sa BICAM, 'di ba? And this issue was raised before itong latest hearing debate na nangyari sa Senado to archive. So, he cannot make an inference na everything is about frustrations with or political motivated. Itong issue ng insertions ay lumabas nung isang buwan pa, 'di ba? So,
Correct.
that's why lumalabas. And of course, we're talking about top campaign donors, which is 'di ba, on the record 'yan, 'di ba? Alam natin, so you can trace it, sinong top campaign donors, sinong kumuha ng kontrata at kung reasonable yan. And shout out naman kay President BBM for that amazing presentation, most amazing. My big and beautiful TV siya, no? I mean, did you ever think BBM will do like that? Parang, wait lang. Parang, Ferdinand Marcos doing a good governance PowerPoint presentation.
Na-pressure eh.
What an era! What an era!
You know in fairness naman sa atin, tsaka sa mga journalists, tsaka sa buong social media sa public, no, may nadudulot yung mga pressure. I-mention ko agad si Senator Robin, napalitan ni Senator Kiko as chair, but that's a different topic. Ang point ko, si PBBM, I think na-pressure din siya because he gave it as a speech sa SONA and people were daring him name names, di ba? Walk the talk. Hindi pwedeng puro salita lang. But let's go back to Cheese a bit, no? Medyo nakalimutan ko yung sagutin. Ano ba talaga yung issue against Senator Cheese doon sa kanyang campaign donations, no? Sayang nga walang nagtanong sa mga media friends natin kanina. Baka hindi pa sila aware. Maybe you can make them aware, no?
No,
Pero
let's
ang
make them
tinanong,
aware. So what if you were the media, there's a press con kanina, what would you have done aside from also making sure na yung aesthetic level natin maabutan natin si Cheese?
hindi kasi 'di ba Rappler exposed based on their research. So ang magaling sa Rappler, they have a database of the SOSE. 'Di ba? They already compiled yung mga statement of campaign contributions SOSE na final ng mga politiko sa COMELEC. Meron silang file na yan. So when PBBM daw, sabi to ng mga Rappler editors, when PBBM revealed the top 15 contractors, yung name or names ng contractors, research kagad nila yung mga presidente, who's behind the corporations, and minatch nila yung mga names ng contractors with campaign contributors. Ang una daw talagang lumitaw is this Lubiano, President Lubiano, presidente ng Centerways Construction Incorporated. I'm not sure on the exact name, no, but Centerways. And it's in the top 15 contractor, no. Hindi siya parang hinugot ng Rappler out of nowhere. The reason why may focus kay Senator Cheese is because Rappler focused on the top 15 contractors that the President himself revealed, and then based on their own data tsaka journalist sense, kanilang journalistic sense, no, para silang may sixth sense, minatch nila yung mga names. Naisip nila, tingnan natin yung campaign contribution and the donors. So lumabas yung pangalan ng Lubiano. Ang concern dyan for Senator Cheese, of course, may glaring, before I go to my own input there, there's a glaring conflict of interest, right? Meron kang donor, the number one donor mo, 30 million pesos. 30 million pesos is not a small campaign contribution, di ba? Tatakbo kang
Senate ang
senator.
tinakbuhan niya. Remember, like, you usually hear those numbers for presidential, vice presidential race, di ba? Yeah.
Yes. And he only ran for senator 2022. Only, no? Senator 2022, he filed his SOSE. Siya mismo nag-declare sa kanyang SOSE na si Lubiano donated 30 million. So that's not small change. Ang concern doon, Lubiano himself is part of the Centerways Construction, which is a top contractor for government, even before he won. And when Senator Cheese won, dumami yung kontrata ng Centerways. So, first level pa lang dyan, conflict of interest. Bakit may conflict of interest? Siyempre, may utang na loob ka dun sa nag-donate sa'yo. Ang laki ng 30 million. Paano naman yan babawiin ng donor mo? Lagi ko naririnig to, Richard, even with RSA, Ramon Ang, di ba? Madaming nagsasabi na walang negosyanteng namumuhunan na hindi nag-expect na may mababalik. There's no such thing as free lunch. Kahit sabihin mo, libre mo gagawin, etc., donation. Siyempre, at the end of the day, may tanong dyan paano mo babawiin? Pag gumastos ka, paano mababawi nung nag-donate?
ROI. Yeah.
So wala tayong sinasabi pang corruption here. Wala pa tayong sinasabi. Ang sinasabi lang natin, conflict of interest. Because how can a senator be very independent, assuming ngayon, i-investigate etong si Centerways, sasabihin ni Cheese, I can be independent, but how can we trust him? Meron ngang utang na loob. That's one. Second, sa mga media friends natin, and maybe you can help me reach out to them, may mga iba na akong sinabihan, it's actually a violation sa Omnibus Election Code. So, Section 95 of the Omnibus Election Code says, may mga prohibited donations. Kahit politiko ka na nagpa-fundraising, may mga certain donations you
cannot accept just any kind of donations. Example.
Number one example, China. Mag-donate sa'yo. Ang China. I'll give you 1 billion. You run for president. No. Bawal. Kasi foreign sources.
Joke lang.
Hindi, sabihin natin USA. No, I mean, let's
any
be
foreign,
fair.
foreign interference yan basically. May utang na lang ng bansa, problema yan. Yeah.
Let's be fair. Elon Musk, Jack Ma, mga hindi dual citizens, hindi Pinoy, or a foreign government, bawal. So, clear yun, no? Isang example lang yun. Ang problema for Senator Cheese, there's another prohibited donation or contribution, which is any entity, natural or juridical. Natural meaning tayo, mga tao, juridical, mga kumpanya. Any person or company cannot donate if that company or person has an interest in a contract or has a contract with government for construction or infrastructure projects. Ngayon, baka naman sabihin ang flood control, hindi infrastructure or construction project.
Aesthetic daw. Kasi useless rin naman So baka naman it's for some underground aesthetic arts. Diba?
Binago na nga yung definition ng forthwith. Babaguhin pa yung definition ng infrastructure project.
Meron tayong Lexical School of Innovation and Research sa ating Senado. Diba? This is a very productive Senate.
No, and that's why many suspect na itong mga senators, DDS senators. Kasi sino ba nagpauso ng Department of Interpretation? Di ba? Panahon ni President Duterte yan. DICT, Department of Interpretation. Yun yung mahirap dyan. But going back to the violation, so that's a prohibition. And ang concern dyan, inamin niya. What Senator Cheese did a while ago in the morning with his press conference can be considered an extrajudicial admission or an admission against interest. Kung buhay pa si Senator Miriam Defensor, ipo-point out niya yan. Oh, that's an admission against interest because you admitted to accepting donation from a contractor when the Omnibus Election Code prohibits it. So may criminal penalties kasi yun Maliban sa iba.
Ang ginawa ni Mocha Uson, right against self-discrimination. Diba? Sinabi ni Mocha nun, right against self-discrimination. Dapat nag-invoke pa siya ng ganyan mga karapatan.
So I think matatanong yan kay Senator Cheese in the coming days, no? Right now, unfortunately for Senator Cheese, baka sabihin niya, pro-impeachment kasi ako, kaya demolition job lang, hater ako, no? Well, okay na, sige, I'll accept that. Kaya hinahanap ko yung source.
Right against self-incrimination. Oh, baka ikaw.
Hinahanap ko yung source niya. When I get a copy of the source, I'll post it. Para makita ng mga tao, andun yung contractor.
FOI ba yan or standard lang? You can access that.
It should be freedom of information, but we all know na babastardize ang freedom of information kahit na constitutional right siya.
So paano na-access ng PCIG and Rappler yung mga yan? Yung mga donors.
Ang sabi sa akin ng Rappler, they had a database since 2022. So hiningi nila siguro sa COMELEC remember, under Comelec George Garcia, in fairness to Comelec, they're more transparent now. So yung 2025 na mga SOSE, you can access it online. Even right now. Yung 2022 kasi wala online. So I need to get a copy.
Right.
Once I get a copy of it, I'll show it to Senator Cheese.
Oh, buljakan na yan, buljakan na yan. Um, how in trouble could Cheese be potentially? I mean, obviously he's gonna do all of this DDS style deflection. Bakit ako? Bakit what about him? Yung mga whataboutism. But could there be potentially investigations launched by him, by executive branch, by judiciary, even by the Congress? I mean, things are pretty edgy to put it mildly. Could he face actually serious investigation on this matter?
There are two ways to investigate him, no? Wala namang impeachment ang senador.
Exactly,
The
that's what
first
I'm
way
wondering.
The first way to remove a senator or a congressman is expulsion. Remember, the lower house, they expelled Congressman Teves. So the lower house already did that. Kay Senator Cheese malabo because it will have to be the ethics committee headed by Robin
Bad
Hood.
boy! Bad boy. Yun yung side na hindi alam ng tao. Tuwan-tuwa lang tayo na Kiko by the way, got back what he used to oversee yung constitutional amendment, which usually goes to really legal experts or at
O a
least
lawyer.
lawyers at the very least, diba? But yun nga, yung ethics naman ang nakuha ni Bad Boy. So parang, I'm not sure in the balance in the universe we are in a better net positive situation. But, so yung Blue Ribbon Committee mo is Mark Oleta, your ethics is Robin Hood Padilla. Again, I don't think we're out of the woods yet, are we?
And yung kaso ni Cheese, if ever, will fall under ethics kasi conflict of interest, right? But so malabo yon. The other route na possible na ma-investigate si Cheese is the
Sandigan Bayan?
ombudsman.
The Ombudsman, yeah.
So antayin muna natin sino yung ma-appoint na bago.
Ano yung tingin mo dun sa parang fake news ba yan? Well, mukhang technically fake news na Remulla is being not considered because of the ICC blah blah blah. Pero parang BS lang naman yun, di ba? Yung tsaka ano yun, sinistigmatize kung porkit na ano ka na involved ka sa ICC issue. What do you think was about all about what was it all about? Yung ano, yung broha na yan.
I think baka may insider leak na based sa JBC. So sino ba ang magno-nominate kay President? Before the President appoints the Ombudsman, kailangan mafi-filter muna ng JBC. So the JBC will filter that. So baka merong nag-leak. JBC is the Judicial and Bar Council. So baka may nag-leak na disqualified siya sa JBC. Pag hindi ka i-nominate ng JBC, hindi ka pwede ma-appoint na
Pero
ombudsman.
is that a valid basis to ano yun, just because nag-iingay yung mga DDS about the ICC situation? I mean, it's not like it's proven that he violated any rules, right?
At the end of the day, it's a numbers game eh. If madaming DDS sa JBC, pero dapat walang DDS doon kasi mga appointees ni PBBM yon dapat majority ng Pangulo. Pinoy to Duterte, ang JBC usually majority dyan galing sa presidente.
Ayoko na magsalita about appointments. As I speak, literally my legal team is finalizing our just response. Hindi naman siya show cause order.
Hindi ka pa ba nakakapag-file?
Si Sarah nga, kakakuha lang nila. They just received it. Ako literally, kaka-receive lang nila, Sarah. They just kanila notified the finally they have a copy. So I don't know. So ang count nila from now na, 10 days from now, 'di ba? Parang ganun yung maging ayan na naman tayo sa counting system na naman. So 10 days without extension, sabi na.
Baka late ka na.
Ready na kami. Ready na after this file na kami, no? Uh, Response lang naman all of us. Going back to this, so what you're saying is good luck na lang sa ethics committee dahil Robin Hood Padilla, DDS, whatever. So basically we have to wait who's gonna be the next ombudsman, and we should just hope the next ombudsman is someone legit. So if ever there's really some basis, then there should be some move around that situation. Now, just since we are still in the majority and all, hindi ba in fairness at least kay Cheese binigay naman kay Kiko dalawa na rin, and also Bam dalawa na rin. So isn't that good enough? Although I know I kind of canceled that out by reminding people what happened. But I don't know.
That's good enough. Pero
Enough,
Richard,
right?
No, Richard, can you raise your hand? Raise your hand. And then pat your back. Oh, because in fairness, I mean, baka naman magalit yung mga nakikinig na ano dyan. But I think because of you and me and a few other people na medyo mas critical.
Oh my God, gagamitin na naman yan. Hey Darian, being number one fan of himself.
No, but did you realize the
Oh,
point?
oh,
Di
we
ba?
put pressure.
No, if we were not
No, I realize
critical,
the point. Do people realize now we should put pressure on politicians? I don't care what color you are. At the end of the day, they respond to pressure. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na malalaki tayong tao, pero kahit hampas lupa tayo, kahit papaano naman may platform tayo, may bosses tayo, di ba? I think people have to realize in a democracy, there's pressure points, right? So, baka naman, I hope we contributed in a positive way to both Bam and Kiko getting at least two committees kasi nag-ingay tayo eh. Bakit ito
I think
apat?
so.
Ito lima, ito apat. Eh, itong dalawa napakagaling. Yung isa lang binigay, di ba? So, sana naman yung mga kaibigan natin, iba, don't take it wrongly. Actually, we were pressuring Cheese to give more. Ano? But, yeah, okay. Speaking of patting myself on the back, bakit ako ma-blind item ni Cayetano ng not once but two times, including when I was there, ano, di ba? Because they're feeling it. I mean, they literally are responding to our intervention. So,
And you make sense, 'di ba? Hindi naman sila makikinig, hindi naman din sila ma-affect if you're not making sense. You're making sense eh. Saka going back to Kiko Bam lang din ng onte, no? 'Di ba? I mean, you were pointed, very pointed about it. Ako, I was very pointed about it na one chairmanship lang in exchange for majority membership. So kulang. So in fairness sa atin na, because you know, I'm sure you got flack. You got flack. Ako naman, I got a bit of a flack. So medyo ano ako, di ba? Restrain ako. Kasi madami tayong friends. Madami tayong friends from Kiku Bam, from their staff. Nababasa nila yung mga pinopost natin. So I think nakita nila na, syempre makikita din ng boss nila, na-realize ng mga boss nila, oh sige, let's ask for more. Majority naman tayo eh.
at saka, let's be honest, we adjusted our tone naman. Like, I still stand by my argument. Pero minsan, let's be honest, maybe you're even worse than me. Minsan yung tone natin is a little bit, it's the same debater, aggressive, pugnacious.
You're worse than me sa Kiko Bam.
Yeah, because it was 4 a.m. in Danzig. I was in this haunted hotel, right? I actually explained. So, hindi ako makatulog. Parang minumulto kami. Tapos biglang may nag-message from insider. Richard! Sige ko mag-join na majority. Ano ba yan? Mag-ingay ka na. Ganun. Sabi ko, ano ba nangyari dyan? Nag-Cynthia Villar ako. Bakit? Boba ba tayo? Bakit? Dyan. Akalain mo, si Lacson na nga, minority pa, tsaka si Soto, yung mga ganon. Sabi ko, ano, di ba? Nagwala-wala na ako. So, guys, I hope you understand that's called righteous anger, okay? Hindi ito, we're not being mean. And then as soon as I got more reassurances, we calibrated. So, sana naman people don't take it against us, di ba? Kumbaga, yung
And, and we
internal...
made an impact. You made an impact. Oh, dalawa na yung chairmanship. Oh.
Talaga, mamaya sino yung gumagawa ng cartoon? Mamaya gagawan tayo ng cartoon na, hey Darian, clapping himself. Like, ikaw talaga pinapahamak mo talaga ako, bro. Ikaw
No, no,
talaga.
this connects to my point earlier, right? BBM was pressured to name names, right? Si Cheese Escudero, he's feeling the heat right now, so he has to explain. Ganun talaga. Unfortunately for the politicians, silang politicians. Tayo, ano lang tayo eh, citizens and
Yeah, but
voters.
if we are in office, you should do the same to us. I'm fine with that. No problem. Bardag,
No,
podcast ko pa kayo from Senate.
correct. And in fact, kay Darian, di ba, ako kasi, nasa barangay ako. So actually, pwede din naman akong i-call out or i-criticize sa barangay level. Sila nasa national level. So they should not really be, be too sensitive sa mga pressure.
Onion skin sana. Oh, yeah. No, 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 no. In fairness naman, off the record naman, I'm reaching out to different camps. I was reassured naman. Hindi naman ako nag-recalibrate lang just because I was bashed here and there. I always get bashed anyway. I got assurances. Let's just put it that way without saying more. And I said, okay, I'll trust, but I'll also verify. Like so medyo verified naman. Mukhang we're getting things that we want to get. But I'll tell you what, again, maybe because I was there in the Senate, maybe I was emotional, I don't know, whatever. But I was quite impressed with Kiko. Si Kiko parang mas maging suabe siyang tignan ngayon, no? Honestly, I'll be very honest about it. I used to look at Kiko as medyo parang medyo mahina ang dating niya sa akin. To be honest, during Digong's time, parang kulang sa, alam mo naman. Pero in fairness, I really, from last year, I met him dun sa isang event sa Taiwan, dun sa earlier this year sa Bicol, and then watching him sa Senate. And then with his white hair na magandang ganyan, like, he's stepping up, right? Parang, ano yun, silver fox ang dating niya eh, di ba?
May gravitas.
My God,
Nagkakaroon ng
exactly.
gravitas.
In fairness kay Kiko, again, I'm not saying this because, ano, and I'm saying this all in the context also, eto si Kiko, eto si Kiko. Like, no, no, I mean it in a very good sense of the word. And very good friends of mine have been involved in his advocacies. Na alam ko sincere sila. doon sa food security. In fact, I really love Kiko yung sa mga, yung magsasaka, ano niya, yung basically vibe niya, because you have to make it cool. Agricultural issues are very, very important. I interviewed the other Kiko, by the way, Kiko Tiu Laurel, the Secretary of Agriculture, also last month. So people can check that out also, because I'm trying to be fair, talk to every side. But let's go back to this, bro. So can we say so far so good? Minority within majority? Yung dalawang pink champions?
So far, so good. But ako kasi precarious yung situation nila eh. My prediction still stands na I think in a year or maybe less than a year, magkakawatak-watak yan. Especially with Senator Cheese getting the heat for budget insertions. Pag nag-2026 budget deliberations na sila, gulo-gulo yan. So baka magkawatak yung majority. Magkakawatak yan.
So iba yung Senate President, what you're saying is that, diba?
I think so. I think so. And that's the reason why Jesus Escudero is preempting, no? Parang ang sinasabi niya, may demolition job against me to unseat me and remove me as the Senate President na parang politika lang, pinupolitika lang ako. So if he's already foreseeing that, yun yung nakikita niya, pine-preempt niya eh. Di ba? Finifeed niya yung narrative na pinupolitika lang ako. I think, totoo naman, in fairness, meron namang move to really unseat him because there are many quarters who are not satisfied. And ito lang, Hidayan, hindi pa ito lumalabas, pero ako siguro na magsasabi nito. Si Cheese actually ang dahilan bakit na-defund ang PhilHealth. Lalabas yan in the
Hindi
coming
si
days
Grace po. Hindi si
and months. It's not Grace Poe. Di ba ngayon ang lumalabas na? Ngayon lumalabas na yan ha. House version, tinatanong ni Senator Kiko or a certain senator, I forget, si JV Ejercito, ano yung House version ng budget versus the Senate version ng budget versus the BICAM version. Ang sabi ni Ejercito, sa Senate version before the BICAM, 43 billion pa ang natira sa PhilHealth from 70 plus billion. Sa House version, ang sinasabi ng House, syempre nagmamaganda ang House, sa amin funded ang PhilHealth. Ngayon, lalabas in the coming days na sa BICAM and post-BICAM, which is when Cheese visited the House on November 30, Bonifacio Day. It was a holiday. Si Cheese ang nag-insist, let's remove the PhilHealth Fund because we need to fund this budget
wow,
insertions.
daming
Lalabas yan in the
daming
coming days.
sabi, no? I mean, again, if this were true, I'm not saying that I talked to Grace po, but I'm just saying I did my own research behind the scenes, talking to different senators.
No, we can talk about that kasi ako, I'm not afraid to. I also know certain feelings ni
No, no,
Senator
no, I know.
Bispo.
Kaya I just want people to understand. It's not like we just talk out of nowhere. We talk to people, and in fairness naman, thanks to people reaching out to us. And by the way, shout out kay Tarantadong Calvo for joining us now. No, no. Kanina we were just mentioning. Sabi ko, baka naman may sasabihin ka. Ano yun na naman tayo. But great people yan. Amazing people yan. And no, no, no. So ako, I would say so far so good for minority within majority. In an ideal world, I would have wanted Franz Castro to be there. I would have wanted, alam mo yung mga mas Bardagulan, Riza, Hontiveros types to be there, progressive to be there. I was just with Luke Espirito the other day dun sa rally outside. Si Luke Espirito, another very progressive, strong guy. I saw he had the meeting also with Bam Aquino the other day to talk about labor issues. So ako naman, trust but verify. Diba? Trust but verify. Meaning, hindi lang tayo haters, but we put pressure. I love that term that Bernie Sanders used. We have to keep their feet close to the fire, right? But at least we know they will respond. Unlike yung kabilang camp, wala talaga silang pake. Talagang masamang.
Tsaka we
May
give them
kasamaan
credit, di
talaga
ba?
sa liman. Yeah.
Oh, we commended them. We commended them for their strong votes and explanations sa impeachment. We commended them for many issues. So it's really just issue-based naman eh. Of course, sila yung politiko, they will have to navigate the corridors of power. Tayo naman, wala tayo doon eh. So we're here to lobby what we think is the right and good way to do it.
Oo naman. And ako naman, again, to be fair, going back to what Sir Ronald Llamas was saying, dahil nga sobrang unexpectedly, I mean, good surprise in 2025, di ba? Number 2 Bam, number 5 Kiko. Wala nga silang pera, wala silang resources, di ba? Akbayan number 1. I mean, I think the success was so amazing that biglang nagkaroon ng, wait, nasaan ba tayo bigla, di ba? Like, maybe we were too negative, right? Baka nag-false negative tayo. So, ang point ko lang is, I think it's quite natural na magkaroon tayo ng quite tensions about, okay, what do we do with that success we got in 2025? So, one school of thought is, take it from there. Baka the signal is, let's go more Risa, Akbayan, progressive. And our signal is, no, maybe this is a vindication of the more centrist liberal approach that Bam Aquino is taking. And then I see actually Kiko somewhere in between. It's very interesting. I would say Kiko, Bam, and then Risa. This is how I see. Oh, actually, baliktad, no? If left to right, no? But nevertheless, think Pink because Pink is a coalition. So for me, natural lang, magkakaroon tayo ng debate. Should we swing this side? Should we swing that side? That's a legit debate. That's a legitimate discussion. Hindi kailangan mag-cancel culture tayo. And by the way, speaking of tapping at the back, no? Actually, I would give credit more than anyone else to Dino De Leon, my good friend, Attorney Dino De Leon. Because we had a debate on my TV show on that. Sabi ko, okay, saan ba tayo? And Dino was adamant na, no, we should welcome it because let's make the most use we can make of while we have these 3 years. Let's help as many people as we can sa edukasyon. Oh, by the way, congratulations to the Department of Education. There has been a massive drop dun sa mga literacy issue. So let me thank VP Sara Duterte for resigning last year and giving way to actual professionals and education experts, including some of our former colleagues who are now USEX and working with Secretary Angara in the DepEd Education. But going back to this, parang the idea is that you only have 2 years and a half really, or even less kasi runway yun, elections na. You just have to get as much possible done. Help people in education, agriculture, etc. Ang counter-argument naman natin is baka you're enabling the cheese DDS dominated bloc at the positive will be outweighed and negative ka. But that's an empirical debate. So it's a speculative empirical debate, and we can accordingly have a discussion about that. So I just want people to stop taking things in a factionalized, toxic, partisan way. We're all in the same team. We don't want kadiliman. We don't want kasamaan. Ang point naman natin is, okay, so where should Team Liwanag go? What is the way forward? So for some of you who have checked my article earlier today, I said, I don't know if Rafi is gonna run. But if he runs, he'll be competitive. All the numbers show that. We'll have Cleve Arguelles tomorrow to discuss yung latest numbers nila. It's still Tulfo, Sara. Lenny's still number 3. She's very competitive. But as we discussed, all the reasons why she may not run for presidency, given her love and dedication to her hometown. So that leaves really Risa. And the thing I see with Risa is, if Risa is backed by the admin, wala siyang utang na loob sa admin. Well, admin really needs someone to make sure hindi will go Duterte, and it will be the end of them, basically. They'll support anyone except Duterte's, right? And Riza, if she gets the support of Lenny, and then she brings the rest non-partisan people, then she could create a coalition. Because I think you need around 20-25 million to beat Sara. That's my hunch. 10-15 million might not be enough anymore. Yun ang hunch ko. So dun sa mga ibang kaibigan natin na feeling nila, we can beat Sara with the numbers we got in 2022. I have some doubts about that number, right? Unless Lenny wants to be the unifying candidate, reaches out to BBM, and then they create a popular front. Kasama rin progressives, makabayan. Basically, all the anti-Duterte, I want almost use the word fascist. Oh, popular front, right? Basically, yun ang gusto kong sabihin. So anyway, these are just discussion. You can disagree with me, no problem. Pero wag naman tayo mag-cancel culture. Now, going back to this, Jesus, again, let's go back to President BBM, yung presentation niya kanina. So obviously you were saying he's also feeling the pressure. But yun nga, challenging sa kanya, di ba? If he pushes the bottoms too far, he might alienate some allies who could go DDS, defect any moment, right? And create some dangerous situation. We know that any moment there are attempts to coup Martin Romualdez, right? It's not like si Tita Arroyo hasn't tried. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying there are people who believe Tita Arroyo should be the, the Speaker of the House. Ikaw, what is your read of that? But ako naman, for Vico Soto to reshare yung presentation of BBM as a basis for his claim about alleged corruption of people who are trying to undermine it, I think that was a stamp of approval. Parang Vico Soto is like a Michelin star of good governance, right? If Vico Soto endorses anything you do, that means maybe you're doing something good, right? Basta kung may respeto sa'yo si Vico Soto, maybe you're a respectable person. Ganon kataas ang respeto kay Vico Soto. I don't know, what is your read of this whole flood control, monitoring, task force, whatever you need?
I think it's politically savvy. Parang hindi masyado matatamaan yung mga allies ni BBM, no? If you check the top 15, no, it's not a secret. Open secret yan sino yung mga konektado sa 15 companies na yan or 15 contractors. And when I personally check it, of course, meron siguro mga onte, let's say 20 to 30% na madadaplisan or matatamaan some BBM allies. But most na nasa top 15, are not BBM allies or pwede na silang i-throw under the bus. For example, Zaldico, nandun din yan sa top 15, he can be thrown under the bus kasi nga hindi na siya committee
Hasn't
on.
he been already? Like, I think he's already out of the
Yes,
picture.
wala na siya sa Committee on Appropriations, di ba? And then you have the Diskaya, na wala naman paki si BBM dyan. Dalawa out of the 15 are Diskaya. That's why Mayor Vico is very emboldened and he is supportive of what BBM did kasi aligned ang kanilang political interest. Ako naman, I love Mayor Vico, but I'm also trying to be critical of him. In this situation, nag-align yung political interest because syempre ang kanyang advocacy is to cleanse Pasig City, where the Diskaya corporations are headquartered in or headquarters nasa Pasig. So he wants to cleanse that. So that they're aligned on that. So si BBM naman, it's savvy for him kasi wala naman siyang paki sa mga Diskaya eh. Itong mga Diskaya actually, they're the contractors who want to become politicians. Kasi before the Diskaya, madami nang gumawa niyan eh. Unfortunately, sa mga Diskaya, hindi nila nagawa. Di ba? Pero si Zaldico, contractor lang din naman dati si Zaldico eh. Pero kunwari, give up niya yung kanyang share or interest sa company, nasa pamilya niya. Yan ang sinasabi ni Cheese na madami naman dyan, ano lang eh, sila lang naman yan, congressman lang din sila or yung family lang naman nila yan. Unfortunately for Cheese, may na-establish naman na connection as to him. And this ties back to BBM because I think because of what happened with the impeachment, what happened with the budget insertions, and behind the scenes, I heard si BBM is not happy with Cheese. So, talagang mas gusto niya sana Soto, right, for Senate President. But there were still forces sa Malacanang, like the wife, who wanted Cheese for now. Pero hindi naman yan ano eh.
But I
For,
heard there's also an excellent. But anyway, let's not go there. Yeah.
hindi naman yan forever, right? If there's a political scandal that blows up in the face of Cheese Escudero, it's so easy to drop him even if the wife supports Cheese. Diba? Tsaka the senators themselves, nakakaya lalo sa Senate, mayroon na ng impeachment issue na bumaba credibility ng Senate. Tapos yung Senate President mo pa accused credibly of conflict of interest and or potentially corruption, di ba? Because of where the signs are pointing to. And look at this, Richard. I'm sure you know. Jesus Escudero is the first Senate President na talagang in the hot seat. I don't recall in my mind kahit si Enrile. Si Enrile na tawid niya yung pinakamaliit na controversy na naglaban sila ni Miriam Defensor at yung pork barrel cases niya. Pero kasi yung pork barrel, hindi lang naman si JPE yun eh. But if you look at all the other past Senate presidents, usually, they just breeze by. Walang controversy sa Senate President. It's only Cheese. Kasi nakakainis siya eh. 'Di ba? Nakakainis siya magsalita, talagang binabara niya, pinupolitika niya yung mga kalaban niya. So naiinis din sa kanya yung public. And nakakainis din talaga siya. So, as a Senate President, he's not like other Senate Presidents na tahimik, na non-controversial. He's making himself controversial. Kasi I think tatakbo siyang Vice President ba ni Sara Duterte sa 2028. There are many jockeying.
Mahabang pila niyan, pare. Mahabang pila niyan. I think you saw all the memes of that certain scenery in Senate. Lahat ng mga pumipila to be. Although yung isa baka makulong na rin. Pero yung iba matitira dyan, di ba? Like, good luck na lang sa kanya if that's what he's positioning for. Okay, let's go to close our discussion kasi medyo late din tayo nag-start. I want to leave our discussions for later, but thanks so much again for this Attorney Falsis. Speaking of mga attorney DDS, meron naman nagmamaganda diyan na isa pang attorney DDS. Hindi ito yung isa pa na medyo nagmamaganda out of nowhere. Sino naman ito mga, my goodness, these people. Kung sino pa hindi ganun kagaling na abogado, yung pa yung mga no offense, like let's look at
Sino
their
yan? Sino yan? Anong issue?
ito yung kay Vice Ganda. So, yung isa pang attorney DDS, nag-comment siya, freedom of expression naman yung ginawa ni Vice Ganda. Pero i-boycott yun na lang yung mga charot-charot, ganyan, ganyan. Pero nakita ko kanina, nagma-McDonald's sila, picture nila sa harap sa McDonald's. You wanna talk about what Vice Ganda did? Because ako from a sociological standpoint, tayo naman, maingay naman tayo ever since having been resisting the DDS inanities and inhumanities and all of that. And when I say DDS, I'm not talking about Duterte supporters per se. I'm talking about yung troll farms, yung core policy team, all of the horrible people doing the horrible things. But going back to this, feeling ko ang kaalagaan ng ginawa ni Vice Ganda is that parang na-normalize niya etong calling out yung kabudulan, 'di ba? At mga talagang kagarapalan na ginawa ni Digong. Even though of course it seems so cruel in light of the fact that some people are worried he might not even make it, right? To the trial next month. By the way, he's gonna have a trial in a month from now, right? At The Hague. I feel that's important because for a long time, parang there's a taboo around criticizing either elderlies or digong, or there's a fear, there's a stigma around that. Always the DDS try to say, oh, if you do that to it, basically sila yung nagsimula ng cancel culture. Way before I got to know about cancel culture from a wokey kind of standpoint or anti-wokey standpoint, I realized, actually, DDS yung una nag-start ng cancel culture, di ba? Ay, dilawan ka! Oligarch. Oligarch daw, oligarch. Pro-oligarch daw, mga ganun, ganun, ganun. Parang you just defend freedom of expression, pro-oligarch ka daw. Parang you're defending, I don't know, Lopez family or whatever. Yung mga ganun. So sila yung nagsimula itong kawalang yan ng cancel culture. And then they exaggerated pa yung ano daw, yung backlash kay. Yung pala, her following went from 20 million, like 50,000 to 19 million 910,000. So parang she barely lost 100,000 votes. That's pathetic, right?
1 million daw na wala fake news.
And actually, bumaba lang kasi hindi naman 19.9 ilalagay doon sa ano. It will just put 19 million if even if it's 19 million 999 or whatever, di ba? So bumaba lang siya by tens of thousands. Actually, it showed how weak the DDS are. That actually when they try to cancel you, they're actually, let's be honest, medyo pathetic, di ba? So but ikaw, how important do you think it is? Kasi for me sociologically, it matters when someone perceived as being almost DDS back in the day. Very chummy with Tatay Digong. Di ba yung interview nila ni Digong, di ba? I think bumoto siya kay Digong, I mean, if I'm not mistaken. For her to come out and really, di ba, that openly like call out etong mga jet ski kabudulan and really a bit mean, di ba? Joke about ICC and all. But, di ba, I mean, ikaw, what's your read on the Vice Ganda? Hindi ko ma-discuss nung sa Quadcom natin kasi nandun si Ronald Llamas eh. Napaka-politically incorrect kasi niya eh. So kinakabahan ako, I say something Vice Ganda or Harry Roque, kung saan mapunta ang usapan. But in fairness to him, hindi siya pumatol sa talong case sa Supreme Court. Si
BT,
Sharp na
talong.
pumatol sa talong case.
Genetically modified BT
Large
talong.
GMO talong, right?
No, pero yung kaya Vice Ganda kasi, from sociological perspective, meron din yung intersection syempre with political science. And you have a background with that, right? Political science says usually, ang tao, pag binoboto niya yung tao, pag binoto niya yung politiko, nagkakaroon na yun ng identity politics and tribalistic identity. Na you really want to defend your vote,
May
but
affinity
you
ka na.
voted
Yeah.
for this person, di ba? So, that's why nagkaroon din naman talaga ng identities like DDS, like BBM, or Marcos Loyalist, and Pinklawans, or Pink, or pro-Lenny, or pro-Aquino, etc. And ang ginawa ni Vice Ganda kasi, actually, alis muna ako sa jet ski. Aalis ako sa Dahig. Offensive yun sa mga DDS, no? Pero I think what insulted them more, subliminally, pero hindi ito yung conscious. Ang conscious yung sa ICC tsaka sa jet ski. Ang subliminal na nainis sila, yung the promo only applies to DDS. Pinklawans and BBMs prohibited. Bakit yun nakaka-offend? Kasi ginawang explicit ni Vice Ganda yung division ng identities and nagkaroon ng exclusion. Unipink! Nagkaroon tuloy ng parang Pinklawan Unipink
Yeah.
with BBM.
Isolated sila. It showed also how isolated they are. Yeah.
Yes. And so that's one no, sa tribalistic identities.
Hali nga, nag-discourse analysis na tayo kay Vice Ganda. I mean,
No. I think kasi
regretful.
important, di ba? Bakit talaga na-offend yung mga DDS, no? Tayo naman hindi na-offend. And ako, I can be ano dito, parang not biased kasi I can see why I'm not offended from a political science perspective. And this is the reason, no? Because Vice Ganda previously identified or was identified as a DDS. In-interview niya si President Duterte. Nung panahon ni Duterte sa Showtime, madami siyang mga banat na reinforced the strength and popularity and authoritarianism of Duterte, di ba? Making it palatable, making it cool. So, actually, nung Duterte time, celebrated yan. Si Vice Ganda ng mga pro-Duterte. Kasi siya ang una nagbigay ng platform eh. Sa mainstream sa Metro Manila, kay President Duterte through Gandang Gabi Vice. Na-humanize si President Duterte kay Vice Ganda in her show. So siya, from being a DDS or perceived to be a DDS, there's now an explicit rejection. So the hurt is double. In-exclude na from the Pinklawans and the BBMs, but here is a popular and popularly known formerly DDS explicitly rejecting the narrative and flipping it on its head. Aside sa pinagtatawanan di umano na nakakulong yung Tatay Digong, na matanda na, etc. Nakakalimutan kasi siyempre ng mga DDS kaya siya nakakulong kasi may credible accusations of crimes against humanity. Pumatay ng 20 to 30,000 people. Kaya naman siya
Bata,
nakakulong.
katulad ni Kian de los Santos will never have a chance to live a life. Maybe you want to have sympathy for those people before having sympathy for someone who enjoyed his life a bit too much, I would say, yeah.
Tama. Touché.
No, that's very important. Kaya ako sabi ko, nung lumabas yan, nung unang sabi ko, wait lang, okay na, parang I can see why it's creating a lot of. Tapos ang mean pa, sino ba yung Malacanang Catering and Event Services? Sobrang mean din sila. Correction ha, number 3, Kiboloy din. Mukhang hindi rin makabalik. So, but anyway, like, that was very mean ha. Yung mga hindi,
Persona ng Gata sa Davao, hindi na makakabalik.
But just to be clear, hindi ako person ng gala sa Davao. Sa Panobo lang po. So, pwede pa rin ako pumasok sa Davao. Pero hi po, gumanon ako doon sa. Sino ba itong mga Malacanang events, sir? Mga dilaw ba yan? Mga liberal, ano ba yan?
Ano yan? Mas
Na,
dilaw.
they're
Mas
good.
dilaw yan.
But they're good, in fairness. Parang nawala sila for a while, no? Parang I haven't seen them for a while.
Madami kasing nabe-burn out, tsaka na-disillusion ng Duterte time. Mahirap lumaban. Mahirap maging consistent sa paglaban. Kaya nga ikaw bakit ka ba nandyan pa? Bakit ako andito pa, di ba? Oh,
Ano tayo? Tayo mga medyo mga kapalmoks mga kapalmoks. No, I understand, yeah. Pero yun nga, sabi ko, sila na nga, anonymous na nga sila lumalaban na nabe-burn out. Tayo nga, literally, like, we're there on the front line ourselves, di ba? So, kailan talaga ng kapalmoks dito sa labanan?
masokista. Masokista ka, masokista ako eh.
Pero sa dista din daw yung kasang mean down natin, talagang mga okray tayo ng mga, mga DDS and all of that. But then again, when I talk about DDS, I'm talking about yung mga nagtatroll lang talaga, bastusan. There are many, actually I have a lot of Duterte people posting saying, "Ba't kami sir, hindi namin in-approve itong, ano naman to, sobrang sensitive naman masyado." Parang nahihiya din sila, di ba? Doon sa ginagawa ng mga extremists nila, di ba? Yung mga extreme DDS na yan, na parang I think even Sara, di ba, said parang wag na patulan yan. Even Sara Duterte tried to distance because they wanted to drag her into this, eto na ganon, di ba? So, but
May I point out din singit ko lang, si Sara Duterte nga, di ba, nagbiro nung eleksyon na maglalagay siya ng mansanas sa bunganga ni Joel Chua na parang lelechonin niya or papatayin niya. So, ganito yan, si Sara Duterte, in fairness sa kanya, sanay siya mag-joke na talagang balat buto, banat, di ba? So, kay Vice Ganda, huwag na pansinin yan, nagjo-joke din siya.
see, we don't want to go to jokes of Tatay Digong, right? If you want to go down that road. Yun nga, yun ang hindi ko maintindihan, although naintindihan ko naman talaga. Yung parang, ang sensitive, ang dali nila ma-trigger, di ba? Parang ang bully-bully nila. Tapos pag sila yung sobrang trigger sila kagad. Where is this mentality coming from? Bakit sila sobrang, is it anti-democratic basically? Parang ang baba ng tolerance sila for contrary reviews. Pinepetition pa nga for contempt just because of ganun, ganun, ganun. Like, where is this coming from? But by the way, dinidisbar daw si Vic Rodriguez. I mean, like,
Oh
si Vic
yeah.
Rodriguez ngayon ang fighting for freedom of expression.
You know who filed this disbarment complaint? You know who filed it? Nephew ni Jejo Marbinay na law
Oh,
student pa lang. Law student pa lang.
people are making careers, early careers. Magaling, 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 magaling.
Pero maganda yung basis niya. Maganda yung basis niya. So,
Kasi nag-divulge siya ng confidential information, mga ganun ba yun?
sa libro. So,
Oh,
nasa
oh.
libro yun So, hindi naman pwedeng i-deny
Yung
ni
libro na walang nagbasa, yun yung totoong libro na hindi binabasa. Sorry, yung libro ko actually sinasite, medyo
The
hundreds of
Kingmaker.
sites. Oo.
Uh,
At International, Palgrave, Bloomsbury. Hindi ko alam kung sino publisher ni Kingmaker, pero alam ko yung Kingmaker yung pinaka nag-gather ng dust in the history. Ang kapal-kapal pa naman yung book niya. Like,
akala ko sorry.
sa mga
Sorry, I have to disagree. Is it the Kingmaker or the Duterte Manifesto?
No, no, Kingmaker siya. Yung Duterte Manifesto, natatawa. Yung ba yung parang, ano, ayoko na magsalita, baka maano tayo.
Sale. Kasi kung sinasabi mo yung Kingmaker yung pinaka hindi sikat, eh yung Duterte Manifesto, 10 pesos na lang binibenta.
Eh, yung Kingmaker, mahal. Parang 800 bars. Mahal siya. Like,
O
wow.
di ba si Patricia Evangelista, mahal yung libro, 1,000
Oh,
plus.
pero yung
Oh,
kasi,
sold out.
yun, Harper Penguin yan, di ba? Ako naman, hindi ko rin mabiling sarili kong libro kasi Palgrave, mas mahal pa. Mga academic, 3K yata, hindi ko mabili. But, ito, ang mahal-mahal, 800 pesos. Sabi ko, taray, NYT bestseller ng level ni Kuya, di ba? Tinatapatan si Patricia Evangelista. But, just to close on this note, Jez, no, like, let's be honest, medyo I think a lot of people were feeling a bit frustrated and flustered and lost last week. What is your sense? Do you think there's still a way out of this? There's an off ramp. Um, Obviously, I want to end also on the Supreme Court case before I file my response. Like, do you think there could be an off ramp here? Because I'm getting two completely opposite points of view, and I'm still skeptical they'll change their mind, even if we mentioned the yung ISAA Greenpeace case. Um, Ikaw, anong sense mo? Again, without you getting also petition for contempt. But ako naman, mataas ang tiwala ko sa ating Supreme Court and of course, Justice Leon. And taas ng ano niya, di ba? He wrote something about against being onion skin, di ba? Ikaw, do you think there could be a way out of here? Kasi yung lalo yung ABS-CBN and the factual, ano, medyo, I think it's an easier off-ramp to say na, hindi naman clerical error, but I could say factual clarification. Just like the Talong case, di ba? Parang there is some sort of off-ramp, even though we remain skeptical na there will be a change of the decision.
Well, the easiest off from dyan, kasi syempre, when justices write a decision, this is from a political science perspective ulit, di ba? Na-invest na nila yung credibility and ego nila dyan. So it's hard to change that. The best off-ramp is still the Ascuna route, which is the doctrine of operative fact. The decision will stand, pero prospective na yung pagdagdag ng 7 new requirements. And in fact, no, yun naman siguro yung purpose ng justices. If the purpose kasi may nagsulat sa Rappler, hindi ako, no? Maybe daw, baka kaya inad yung 7 requirements. Maybe the reason why that's the decision is because it came from personal experience na may mga justices na naharas ng impeachment complaint. So they want to add more due process, specifically Leonen. So that's the best off-ramp na future yung application ng mga bagong doctrine. So dapat
Para
matuloy pa
hindi
din yung.
ma-weaponize yung impeachment against the
Yes.
justices and
Para
all.
hindi ma-weaponize ang impeachment. But that's a different issue, no? But I'll take it. Pwede naman natin kunin muna yan na magkaroon ng impeachment trial, future application yung bagong doctrines, ibang usapan. That's the first off-ramp. The second off-ramp is there's always hope against hope naman, no? Na justices, kahit nga sinabi ko from a policy perspective, na invest na nila yung credibility nila doon sa sinulat nila, they can also be humble enough and brave enough to reverse themselves when confronted with clear facts. So, yung sinabi ni Senator Risa na kaso, no, yung BT Talong na pinag-uusapan natin, genetically modified organism na initially, the Supreme Court declared null and void yung mga trials and ordered it stop altogether, no, yung government guidelines in conducting field trials for GMOs, nag-react ang scientific community. And I invite everyone to Google. Nasa Inquirer, there's an Inquirer article about a scientist or a professor na yung scientific community nag-oppose dito sa Supreme Court decision saying ano yung magiging implications niya, bakit siya mali scientifically, etc., etc. And then the Supreme Court listened. The Supreme Court listened kasi buo yung scientific community sa Pilipinas eh. No, we need these trials. These trials are not bad or scientifically unsound, etc., etc. So, the Supreme Court created an off-ramp. Ano yung off-ramp ng Supreme Court sa BT Talong case? They did not totally reverse themselves. Ang pinaka-decision was, the case was already moot. Wala na kaming pwedeng i-strike down. So, wag na nating pansinin tong decision. Wala kaming pwedeng i-strike down, tapos na yung issue. So parang hindi talaga nila reverse yung reasoning nila. Naghanap sila ng technical way out, which is like the doctrine of operative
Yeah,
fact. So,
off-ramp pa rin inisip ko eh. Yeah. There
yeah.
could be like high level off ramp, there could be a minimalist off ramp. Like ito na yung scenario building analysis natin. We're looking at different legal scenarios. Maybe on next discussion, because we had Justice Carpio right before Quadcom talking also about guardrails, judicial guardrails, because we have guardrails against executive abuse of power. We have supposedly guardrails against legislative, but you also have to make sure that judiciary operates also within its constitutional mandate. No, but having said that, of course, as you can check with my interview with Justice Ascuna, both interviews actually, he also emphasized na special yung place kasi talaga eh. And we discussed also that yung non-majoritarian, if not counter-majoritarian ng Supreme Court kasi hindi sila elected. So their source of authority comes from a very different place. And that's why very delicate and at the same time very sacrosanct yung kanilang, di ba? The idea that they're above the fray, right? So that's why we should care about what's happening here, whether you agree with the decision or not, because the legitimacy of the court is essential to the constitutional democratic order we have. So I'll keep it there because that could open up a whole discussion. Maybe we'll do that after I submitted my response.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, medyo, yeah.
Tsaka
Let's
ano,
just
let's
stay
have a
there.
topic about charter change. Kasi kanina si Ronnie Puno, nagbabalik yung
Bumalik na.
veteran. Ronnie Puno
Back na
proposing
naman
charter
tayo, yeah.
change.
Well, if Kiko is in charge of the constitutional change and I'm willing to testify the Senate, parang ngayon biglang okay na ako mag-parliamentary after everything I've seen in the last.
Many people are.
Suddenly, I'm beginning to warm up to that. I know it sounds so DDS, but whatever, right? When, as Kane said, when facts change, I change my mind, right? So I base things based on empirical observation. Maraming salamat, Attorney Jess Falsis, again for that very methodical and very fair and comprehensive discussion. Medyo bardugulan, medyo high energy for an 11:30. Maybe that's your chicken joy. Ay, hindi pala. McDonald's bang kinain mo kanina? Baka naman, gusto natin bawas-bawasan ng konti yan para sa bayan. Salamat, Jez, and talk to you soon. God bless. Salamat.